Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Gaming on Board. My name is Josh, and tonight we're going to take a look at a fishing board game. That's right, I said a fishing board game. And I was really pumped when I found out about this one. It's been out for a few years now, but as I was growing up, we always went fishing here, there, saltwater, freshwater, rivers, lakes. Anyway, I love fishing. So tonight we're going to take a look at Coldwater Crown. I'm going to show you everything that comes in the box, how to play a multiplayer game, and real quickly I'll go over how the solo mode works. And I'll also show you a little extras that Bellwether Games sent to me, and I'll tell you why. So let's go down to the table and check out Coldwater Crown.
Alright, so this is Coldwater Crown, all set up and ready to go for a 4-player game. I'm going to show you a few things that we have to change to make it a 2-player game. So again, just a quick look at the cover. Very cool, simple, clean looking artwork. So this is a strategic fishing game from Brian Sure. Sorry, Brian. This is by Bellwether Games. Ages 14 and up, 1 to 4 players, 40 to 90 minutes. I think all that's pretty accurate. I would agree with that. So looks good however you would like to display it. So there's that. So what I've already done before I turn the camera on here is put together all these tokens. Starting here from the bottom left, we have Master Angler Challenge, and they're basically worth 2 victory points at the end of the game, and this is for 3 of the same type of Master Angler cards, which are these over here, and I'll tell you what those are and how you get those. And then here's another 2 points at the end of the game if you have 4 different types. Up here, moving up to the left here, Small Species Challenge. If you are able to get a roach, flounder, and perch, you'll take one of these. And depending on how quickly you get this, they are worth different amounts of victory points. So 5 for the first, 4, 3, 2. Since we're playing a 2-player game, we take out 4 and 2. So first is 5, next person to get there is 3. As soon as you have all 3 of those species, you'll take that token. Next up here we have the lake. These are for in-game competitions, so you'll take the highest. You'll actually take fish from the ones that you've caught during the game that match this tag color, because each one of these fish, well, most of them have a tag right here with a timestamp. So here's a pink tag at 7:54. So if the tag was pink at the end of the game, you'd hang on to this. It'd be worth 1 point, plus the weight would go towards the competition to win these tokens. And the reason there's timestamps is really cool, is if there's ever a tie for the highest weight total for the competition for that area, whoever has the earliest timestamp will win that award. And again, these are in 5, 4, 3, and 2. In a 2-player game, you'll take out 4 and 2. Moving on over to the center here, these are the mystery weight challenges. You'll shuffle them up, put them face down, and flip the top one over. So the first person to catch a 4-pound fish of any species will take this, and it's worth 1 victory point. They're all worth 1 victory point, but you don't know what it's going to be until someone catches that one and a new one comes out. Next we have tokens for the river competition at the end. Same deal, in a 2-player game we'll take out 4 and 2, leaving 5 and 3. Moving on down here, again these are for the shore. In a 2-player game we'll take out 4 and 2. It's for the end competition, so there's a shore, lake, and river competition at the end of the game. Then over here on the bottom right, starting at the left, is the fastest to 8 species. So the first person to get 8 different species will take the topmost token, and so on. We remove 4 and 2 for a 2-player game. So first to 8 different species gets 5, second is 3. And then finally, the first person to get to 12 different species of fish will take this token as well as trigger the end of the game. Once that's triggered, all remaining players will get another turn, and then the game ends. And last but not least, we have some lure tokens. I believe that's what they're called, bonus tokens, whatever. There's a bunch of different types of these tokens. So this is a lure. There's a rod, a reel, and some line. And basically they'll let you change around things on your board, which I'll get to in a moment. They'll let you catch fish adjacent to the zone that you're supposed to be catching from, or maybe from a completely different zone but the same number. It's really good stuff. You'll see why here in a little bit. And then the last thing I did as part of setup is shuffle all these different decks up and deal them out. So these are the Master Angler cards. You'll shuffle these up and put 4 out there in the market. And what these are kind of like a set collection. You'll see these different colors. These are all the different colors of bait. And as you cast bait from your tackle box, instead of putting them in the general discard pile like you normally would, you can put them on these cards, and once they're full, you've completed them, and you'll put them over on your completed area for Master Angler cards. So like I said, on these Master Angler challenges, once you have 3 of the same type, you get 2 points, and once you have 4 different ones, you get 2 points as well. There's also a deck for the river, the shore, and the lake. You'll shuffle these up. You can tell what they are because they have 2 colors. You got red and blue for the lake, black and yellow for the river, and purple and green for the shore. There'll be a bunch of different types of fish. On the front, they will show you the weight range and the species. On the back, they will show you the actual weight of the fish that you caught, the timestamp, and a tag, if any. So there you go. You'll shuffle those up and put these face down, so all that you can see is the species and the weight range. So the actual weight and the tag and the timestamp are still a mystery. So yeah, we did that for all 3 of those areas, and we gave each player a player board and one of these tokens that has a 1 on one side and a 2 on the other. You'll see why. And we also put tokens out on the red, green, and yellow spot on the one side. And there, it also comes with a bag with a bunch of these gems, crystals. What they are, they're bait. That's what they are in this game. And there's one in here that is crystal clear. So you'll take that out, put the rest in, and then both players will fill up their player boards in spots 3 and 4. So on your player board, you have a zone 3, a zone 4, a zone 5, and a zone 6. You place the number of bait here equal to the number of the zone. So 3 will always get 3, 4 will always get 4, 5 and 6, so on. When you cast the last bait on zone 5, you get one of those bonus tokens I was showing you that lets you alter your board or catch a different fish than you normally would. And when you take the last bait off of zone 6, you get to choose whether you catch the fish in zone 6 of that color, or you can catch the fish on the top of the deck instead of the one that you're supposed to catch. And you'll see why that's important here shortly. Another cool thing they have on this board is a quick reference for what the reel, rod, line, and lure do, those bonus tokens. And they also tell you which point tokens to take out based on the number of players. And they have that printed on both sides of the board. You'll notice up here and down here. So that's really helpful. Another thing I do have that I haven't incorporated in this game is the Jetsam promo pack. And this did not come with the base game. It was actually a really cool story. I purchased this game on Amazon. It was a birthday gift. I got some birthday money, and of course I'm going to buy a board game. And I get it in. I got 2 pages, 2 sheets of one type of tokens. So I was missing a whole sheet of tokens. So I sent an email up to Bellwether Games, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Give me your address. We'll ship it right out to you." Got to me in like 3 days, super fast shipping, and they included this Jetsam promo pack. So big shout out to Bellwether Games. They went above and beyond. So what these do, you choose 3 of these and shuffle 1 into each of the fish decks, and these will be like a tackle box, because you know Jetsam, if I'm saying that right, is like junk in the water. So you could catch a boot, you could catch a fish, a trophy, tackle box, and these will like get you 2 bonus tokens, an extra victory point at the end of the game. You'll get to immediately fish again. A lot of different stuff, and it tells you the setup and what each card does right here on the promo card. So anyways, if you can find this Jetsam promo pack, I suggest getting it. It was really cool. The tag that I put out was chosen at random from these 5. You got blue, pink, green, red, and we ended up with orange. So the first thing you'll do at the beginning of the game, remove this, where'd it go? Yeah, this clear token, and you'll fill up spots 3 and 4 on each player board, like so. And then on a player's turn, they will be placing 1 token and removing 1 token. Once you've filled up everybody's player boards, you can go ahead and put that clear crystal back in there. What happens when the clear crystal is drawn from the bag is all the bait that's in the discard pile is returned to the bag, and then you continue whatever action you were doing. When you're completed with that, you put the clear token or the clear crystal back into the bag. So it just cycles the discard. And there's a set number of each type of color, so based on a discard pile, you can kind of keep track of what's still in the bag. So on a player's turn, the first thing you're going to do is place a token, and you've got a few options. Wherever there is not a token already, you can place this token on the colored areas. You would remove bait from your player board matching that color. So for example, if I put the 1 on this blue right here, let's just say this player's starting, I would remove 1 blue bait from each zone on my board. So 1 blue from 3, 1 blue from 4, and that goes to the discard pile. Then you would remove a token from the board and flip it to its opposite side. So I see I got a red, a yellow, purple, a black. Nothing's really going to make a huge difference here. So I'm going to remove this 1 from the yellow, flip it to a 2, and do the same thing. 1 yellow from each zone on my board. And that would be the end of player 1's turn. Player 2, just to give you an example of what else you could do, will go here to the port. And what the port lets you do is either refill one of your areas in your tackle box to the number printed on there. So if I only had 1 left here, I could use the port and put 2 more on there. Or I could fill up 6, or I could fill up 5. So that's one of the options. Your other option is to take one of these Master Angler cards. So that's how you would get closer to getting these Master Angler Challenge tokens and rewards. So I look at my board. I have 1 yellow, 3 greens, a couple purples, and a red. So I know I can finish this ray because I need 2 purples and a green. So I'll go ahead and take that ray, replace it immediately, and that would be the end of that action. If this was a 2, I could either fill up 2 different areas on my tackle box, draw 2 angler cards, or do 1 of each. So the number matters there. You can take either of those actions in any combination. But in this case, I only did one thing. I drew a card. So the next, I would remove a token. So I see I've got purple in both areas and green in both areas. So here's a green one. I'll take this green, flip it to a 2, remove 1 green from each area. One of the greens goes over here to my Master Angler card. The other one goes to the general discard pile. Alright, that would be the end of player 2's turn. Now back over to player 1. Now he's got a 2. And just for example's sake, let's say he had this on his board. Let's say he was all filled up, because I want a good example to make this crystal clear. So when I place a 2 on a color, I've already explained how the port works if you place a 2. Let's see, I have purples everywhere. So this is really cool. I'll place this 2 here. If you place a 2 on one of the colored bait spaces, you remove all crystals from all areas on your tackle box. Really powerful. So everything purple comes off from everywhere. It goes to the general discard pile. And then I would remove a token. The most beneficial, I think, would be red, and I flip it to a 2 because it was a 1. Since it was a 1, I'll take 1 bait from each area. Back over to player 2. He'll place the 2 on the red. Get rid of this red. Actually, you know what? Oh no, purple's already taken. So yeah, I'll place that 2. And then he'll take this 2, flipping it to a 1. You always flip it when you remove it from the board. And that's going to remove both of these purples. So first I'll remove this one, place it here. Next I'll remove this. Now since this was the last bait that I cast from this area, that means I catch a purple fish in zone 3. So I'll put this purple over here on my ray. We'll deal with that in a minute. But I'll look at zone 3 purple, and it is a flounder. So I've just caught a flounder. I'm one step closer to finishing the small species challenge. And this flounder could be anywhere from 2 to 6 pounds, which is within range. The 4 mystery weight is in that range. So that means I briefly display to all players, okay, it's a 2-pound yellow tag flounder. It is not a 4, so I don't get that 4. I put that over here in my completed, or my caught fish area. The ray's complete, so all of these go to the general discard pile. And this goes over here to my completed Master Angler Challenge cards. And that would be the end of player 2's second turn. And then player 1 would continue to do the same thing. Maybe he'll put the 2 up here. The 2 means he gets to remove all yellow from everywhere. And then he'll take this red 2 and flip it to a 1, removing all red. So he removed the last one from zone 3 was red. So I look at red, zone 3. That is a pike. Could be anywhere from 3 to 21. It is 21, way above the 4-pound mystery weight. So put that over here in his completed area, and then he'll get to remove one. Let's say he removes, oh, and he already removed one. So that's it. You continue on and on, filling these up, removing them, catching fish. Oh, and as soon as you catch a fish, you refill that spot. That's something I always forget to do. And you'll be getting these bonus tokens. So now that you understand the significance of these, I'll go through these. So the rod will let you catch a fish from the same zone but a different location. So if I remove this black, I would have to catch it from the river location, and it would be zone 4. So this would let me catch a fish from the same zone but a different location. So I can look at zone 4 and these other 2. So that's a big deal. That could be my 8th species. That could be my 12th species. And I'm sorry I explained this wrong. This isn't the 12th species. This is 12th fish. It doesn't matter what species it is. If it's the 12th fish you caught, it triggers the end of the game. But anyways, that could be big for completing this or the 8 species. So that's really good, the reel, or the rod rather. The reel will let you swap any 2 pieces of bait on your player board with each other. So if I didn't want this, if I wanted the zone 5 at the shore, I could swap this green with this black, and then I would take a black action, and then I would take a green action, and boom, I just got another bonus token, and I got that flounder that I needed. So that's good too. The line will let you catch a fish from an adjacent zone at the same location. So if I just completed a green 5, I could catch this flounder instead, or this warsa instead. Also really cool. And then finally, the lure will let you remove any 2 of the same color bait from your player board which, yes, ladies and gentlemen, could cause you to catch 2 fish or even 3 in one turn. And there's twice as many of these lures in this stack of tokens than there are any other type of token. So that's really cool. So yeah, let's see. We talked about catching fish, all the different tokens. These here, we talked about these. So at the end of the game, there's going to be some competitions, and you'll go through all the fish that you have that match the active tag, and you'll set those aside. Those will be worth 1 point at the end of the game. Plus, you'll add up the total weight of those fish, and whoever has the most weight will get the top token of that area. Whoever has the second most will get the next one. But you have to have a fish to enter into the competition in order to take a token. You can't just take the 3 because player 1 got the 5 if you didn't have any shore fish with the matching tag. So you'll do that competition at all the different areas. Add up all the point tokens you have there, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. And that's how the multiplayer game works. Now the solo game, you will take 9 of each of the crystals and add them to the bag. 9 of each color, and put the rest back in the box. So to start the game, you'll put 7 of these out into the general discard pile, and you'll take your turn as normal. But when it comes to the AI player's turn, you'll draw a crystal from the bag, a bait from the bag, and then you'll find the token of that color. If there's a token on that color, you'll advance it to the next space. If there is not, you'll go backwards this way, counterclockwise, and move the next token closest to it to that spot. And then you will place that into the general discard pile and look and see how many of that color token there are in the discard pile. If it's between 3 and 6, if it's 3, 4, 5, or 6, you'll look at that zone, and the AI player will catch that fish. So in this case, you wouldn't catch anything, but if I'd drawn a yellow, we'd look at the yellow spot, nothing there, go backwards, move this token to the yellow spot, and then there would be 4 yellow bait, so he would catch zone number 4. He would catch the salmon right here. And if it's possible that he would get the mystery weight, you check it real quick. If he did, he would get that. And also the AI player starts with the 5-point small species challenge token. And then if at the start of the AI player's turn they had more fish than you did, you do nothing else. If they had the same number of fish as you or less fish than you, they'll draw another bait, and you'll do the same thing. Green, nothing at green, go backwards, move this one to green, add it to the discard pile. There's 3 green. AI player catches the zone 3 green fish. Is it in the range? Yes, it is. Check. 7 pounds, no match, boom. And he can also win the fastest to 8 species and fastest to 12 fish. So it's a real tense game. And another thing that changes in the solo game is when that crystal, that clear crystal, the clear bait comes out, they get for free a Master Angler card, and then you have a choice to either give them another card or reset the discard pile to 7 or leave the discard pile empty. So if you give them a second Master Angler card, then you don't pull any crystals for the discard pile. But if you don't give them a second card, you'll reset the discard pile just like you did at the beginning of the game. And once someone gets 12 fish, that triggers the end of the game. Everything else works, except I think you get 1 point for each Master Angler card you have in addition to what you would normally gain. And that's it. That is Coldwater Crown. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We do post there almost daily. And as always, thank you for watching, and play all the games.